else said
Bobby, I have to interrupt
okay.
you. I'm sorry, but someone else is speaking, I understand, outside the courthouse. Another attorney, perhaps. There's Doug Wigdor.
Described the predatory behavior of now convicted rapist Harvey Weinstein. No longer will we accept as a society a defense that poor Harvey Weinstein was an unwitting victim of women who took advantage of him. It will no longer be acceptable in courts for anyone to argue that women who are victimized by sexual predators brought it on themselves because they wanted to advance in their careers. Those days are over. There was a repudiation of that argument today, and that is all to the good. That moves us all forward, because arguments of the type made by Harvey Weinstein's lawyers have kept women back and have silenced women and have scared women from time immemorial. It is a new era. The Me Too movement has educated us all about how pervasive this kind of behavior it is and how unacceptable it is. And today, the jury put an exclamation point on that in the most significant way possible. Doug and I were in court as we saw Harvey Weinstein being remanded into police custody. Harvey Weinstein is exactly where he should be now, behind bars. Harvey Weinstein has hurt dozens and dozens of people by his sexual, predatory, rapist, violent behavior. And today there could be no other discussion other than Harvey Weinstein is exactly where he should be.
And let me just add to Deborah's comments, all of which I completely agree with. I think one of the things about today is we will not see Harvey Weinstein come down those steps in his feeble attempt of pretending to be unwell and using a walker, because he is now in custody. He's been remanded. He awaits sentencing in March by Judge Burke. And today is a significant day because he's been held responsible for his actions. But while we can't undo that harm, while he's been convicted, we can't undo the harm that he has caused to so many victims. Today will be some mode of relief for all of the assault survivors who hopefully today can bring about some sense of relief. And so for all of the survivors who participated in this criminal trial, I think Deborah and myself and everyone else who participated in this trial want to thank them. I'm confident that each one of the 6 women who testified convinced this jury to convict 2 separate victims, one of criminal sexual assault in the first degree, Mimi Haley, and I know that Gloria Allred will be speaking about her shortly, and also another victim in rape third degree, Ms. Mann. So to Mimi Haley, Jessica Mann, Annabella Sciorra, Tara Lee Wolf, Dawn Dunning, and Lauren Young, let me say on behalf of all of the victims, thank you very much for your participation. Thank you for having the courage to stand up in not easy circumstances, to face cross-examination, to face the media, to face scrutiny, but to do what was right. And thank you to those women for lending a voice to those that couldn't be directly heard, because we know that there are many other victims of Harvey Weinstein who were not testifying at this trial, but their voice was heard through these 6 courageous women. And of course, we're also grateful for the incredible and courageous reporting that got us here through Jody, Megan, and Ronan, and to their sources who risked violating non-disclosure agreements, rogue investigations, threats, and the power of Harvey Weinstein. We would not be here today if it were not for that reporting and for those sources. And of course, we're also grateful to the Manhattan District Attorney's Office that worked tirelessly in reporting, investigating and trying this case. To Jonah Luzzi, to Megan Hast, we're all appreciative of your hard work, dedication, commitment, and seeing that justice was served today. And to the men and women who supported them in the District Attorney's Office. And to Cy Vance as well. He and I not necessarily have gotten on back in 2011 with DSK when I represented Nafissatou Diallo, but today is a new day, and to him, I congratulate him, and I'd like to thank him for bringing this case. And finally, to the jurors who gave up weeks of their life to be here, to finally come back with a verdict. And as I see them behind me, to defense counsel. They had a job to do, a client to represent. Because of them, Harvey Weinstein received a fair trial. Even though he lost, he was lucky enough to have them represent them. And let me just say this, and finally, because I think we have some people who really want to speak, who deserve to speak. But I represent 3 other women, as I mentioned, Ms. Sokolow, Ms. David, Ms. Hewitt, and we intend to continue to hold Harvey Weinstein accountable for what he did to those women and to follow up on this criminal trial. Thank you.
You guys are going to have to make a choice because we have to go do some...
All right, that's attorney Doug Wigdor representing a number of women whose allegations were not part of this trial but still were very much involved.